his motorcade travelling through Atlanta over the weekend to give a speech. There's the president travelling through. Now, normally, whether you support the president or not, it's not that often you get to see his motorcade, right? So you'd be there. But there is literally nobody there aside from a couple of people who are not there for Biden. They're just trying to get across the street. So you've got these two situations, right? When Trump is in court in New York, they barricade a couple of blocks so that protesters supporters can't get near him. But when Biden is in town, they just ban photographers from using a wide-angle lens because they don't want you to see no one is there.
And that's Atlanta, Georgia, which is, a really blue part of town, right? And they still can't get anyone to come out.
Nobody can.
It's the greatest argument against us ever becoming a republic because, you've got the king or the queen or whoever comes out. Everyone lines the street. We don't want another bloody politician. They're sick of politicians. We don't want to stand on the side of the road and look at a politician. But it's like during the beginning of Trump's trial in New York, when he went down after court one day and made a visit to a bodega, which is a convenience store. They call a convenience store a bodega in the US. And he went there because there was a former worker who'd been there, who'd been pursued by the cops for defending himself against a robber, etc. Went down for a bit of a political stump speech, and there's people everywhere and supporters, and we love you, Trump, and kids in school uniforms shouting out to him, whatever. So the next day or a couple of days later, Biden then decided he was going to do the same thing. And he pulled into a servo or something and walked in, and no one wanted a bar of him, right? It was just like...
There was a lot of support for Brandon.
Yeah, indeed. Let's go, Brandon, indeed. And Biden was also out making a few speeches on the weekend. This is one he made at Morehouse College in Georgia. So you've just seen the footage of him driving through Georgia. He was either on his way to the college or leaving it here, where he is talking to a bunch of students who are graduating and basically going down the divide and conquer road. He spent the weekend sucking up to black voters, and he went to another state. He went to Detroit as well, and we'll get to that in a minute to talk to an association over there. But at this college in Georgia, he basically says to these kids, the country hates you because you are black, and therefore you should vote for me.
You missed your high school graduation. You started college just as George Floyd was murdered, and there was a reckoning on race. It's natural to wonder if democracy you hear about actually works for you. What is democracy? If black men are being killed in the street, what is democracy? The trail of broken promises still leave black communities behind. What is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot. And most of all, what does it mean, as we've heard before, to be a black man who loves his country, even if it doesn't love him back in equal measure?